All right, so transitions are an area that I find athletes often overlook. They sort of look at it as a little bit of a break between the swim and the bike to the run, which is totally fine. However, this is an area that I think should be paid attention to because not only will it make you faster, but it helps to just be organized in transition, just to know where your stuff is and not have to do too much because you already have enough to worry about. So just some brief abbreviations. So TZ stands for transition zone. T1 is your transition from the swim to the bike, or if you're a duathlete, the run to the bike. And then T2 is a transition from the bike to the run. So what do you want in your swim to bike transition, or even your bike to run transition, I guess? So you want your bike with the nutrition already on it and your bike computer already on it, ready to go. All you have to do is press a button and it'll record. You can have your shoes either in the pedals or on the ground. Sometimes they're in gear bags, but either way, you can place them in the gear bag so that they're easy to put on. So shoes open. If you have shoes on the ground, make sure that the left foot is on the left side and the right side is on the right side, and the heels face towards you so you can just easily slip your feet into your shoes. Helmet on the ground typically because it can get knocked off the handlebars, unless you can have a way to securely put it on your handlebars. And then the strap should be open. You should have already put your helmet on your head to make sure that it fits and have practiced closing the clasp. Okay, so helmet on the ground. The back part should, or the front part should face you. That my helmet's actually backwards in this, but that's because I was transitioning from the opposite side. Anyways, so you should just be able to put your helmet on your head, do up the straps, and then you're good to go. Some extras that you might want: socks. Put the socks in the shoes, open, ready to go. A water bottle on the ground if you need that. A towel for your feet if you're doing like a sandy beach start swim. Again, sometimes they'll have a gear bag. So when you have a gear bag, you just dump everything out on the ground, and then you make sure you put your wetsuit, cap, and goggles in the gear bag afterwards. And then sometimes you might want to have sunscreen. Bike to run transition. This I sort of tried to demonstrate with a gear bag here. So you have your shoes, again, with your socks already in them. So you can just you don't have to go searching for your socks or look at which is left and which is right. Your race belt is kind of off to the side in there. It should be open so you can grab it and clasp it around your waist as you're walking or running. And then I like to have a little Ziploc baggie with my sunglasses, my run nutrition, my visor, and my hat. So I can just grab that and start running or walking with it, and then gradually take things out of it. And then there's usually a trash can nearby that I can just throw the extras into, or throw the Ziploc baggie into, or I can just stuff it in my jersey. And again, so you can have, I don't know, more socks, water bottle on the ground, a towel your feet, your run watch, if you didn't swim or bike with it, and sunscreen spray. So take a look at these transition areas, see how clean and tidy they are. You don't need to have like all these extra things in transition. I see people bring like suitcases into transition. I'm like, what are you doing? So keep it simple, keep it organized, and keep it, on point. So again, just reminding you, like, why do you care about having a fast transition? So again, it's good to just have control over the things that you're going to be doing and walking through and going through the motions. So if you have a control, like I get to my bike, take off my cap, goggles, swim wetsuit, put on my bike shoes and helmet, grab my bike and go. That's really simple. Okay, you want to keep it nice and simple because it's easier to control things that are simple. This also makes it efficient. You don't have to, start looking into a bag or searching for things. It's all just very methodical. There's some time savings here. So you might be competing against someone who's a better swimmer, cyclist, and runner, but you could outrace them just simply by having a faster transition. And I would know because I get beat in transition a lot. So just keep that in mind. So what makes a slow transition? So if you walk, if you have to stop for any reason, to eat or drink or anything like that, if you have to add things to your bike at the last minute, like you put your bottle on your bike before you leave, If you start chatting with friends, I've seen that before. If you're changing clothes, that will slow down your transition. If you have a disorganized area, so you can't really find things, or the shoes are mismatched, or your sock is somewhere else, this can slow you down. Having to stop in a porta potty rather than pee on the go will also slow you down. And then sometimes just you slowing it down to take a break between the sports. So some people just like to have okay, I'm just going to regroup after the swim. I'm going to get my heart rate down. I'm going to cool off a little bit, and then I'm going to get on my bike. Okay, so again, these things are all fine, but they will slow you down in transition. So they're things to avoid if you want to have a quick transition. And then on the contrary, having a fast transition, if you run through transition, so you sprint from the swim to the bike to the run, all those things will really help. If you're drinking, eating, and putting gear on the go, so if you grab a plastic baggie with all your things in it, you can run with that. You can run with your race belt in your hand and then clasp it to you while you're running. Having everything all ready on your bike, so you just have to get to transition and go. Being really focused on the task at hand, so not just like waving to your friends or looking around, being focused on what you're doing. And this is especially important when you're running towards the mountain line or coming off the dismount line into transition. Having an organized transition area will give you a fast transition. And if you can pee while putting on your bike shoes, this will also give you a faster transition if you can do it. So I just wanted to highlight a few of these things. And now we're going to watch me demonstrate a transition.
We're ready, go. Going pretty fast. Moves fast. Hopefully by the time you leave.